Do you know we are consuming poison every day? And unfortunately, most of the people who are consuming are not creating it and not even aware of the truth because it is slow poison, not killing immediately. Children suffer the most as their lungs are developing. 33% children suffer in Calcutta from chronic respiratory issues and it's increasing day by day everywhere. And air pollution is causing mental health issues as well. Deaths and disease because of unhealthy food and water is even worse. Temperature is rising and we are trying to deal with it through inefficient refrigerators and we put on the ACs, then we wear blankets and finally sleep over the cause. In the process, create so much of greenhouse effect and heat. Sad. Many children and others are literally dying because of how we choose to live, and many of us could not be saved through all our wealth, flats, stocks, and notes, which we have been accumulating all our lives for them. Trust me, situation is getting worse. It's a bigger pandemic than COVID, and we are heading towards disaster if we continue to live the way we are living. Our government and chosen candidate should help here. Of course, it is our duty to live and consume consciously and live minimalistically. But now we have almost reached the point of no return. Hence, we have to fix it ASAP through a collaborative effort. And this is important not just for me, my society, my people, for everyone on this earth. I have to vote, so I was reading a few political manifestos of some parties to help me decide who to vote. I realized most of the manifestos have been saying for a long time that they will try to improve air quality, provide clean water, and so on and so forth. But it has been getting worse with time. Clearly, their methods are not working. So now it's high time to ask them how they intend to do it, the result-oriented action plan to show that people in power care. We have to keep our voices up till it is fixed, as this is the birthright of every child and every being to get healthy food, air and water. If we live well, we will be wealthy automatically. Just increasing GDP is not sufficient, and especially when the trade-off is health. So please, let us just not vote for a party because we are getting free stuff. Trust me, there is nothing free. It's our money only. And the trade-off could kill all of us and our children too. Biggest reason for climate change and pollution is our irresponsible, unhealthy consumption, population explosion, use of fossil fuel, industrial products, especially animal food products, and unlimited waste creation. Best would be to live responsibly and not create all this. Not create the carbon footprint, as solving through science and every other method is expensive. Our leaders have to make those people pay who have created this mess. There are countries who have done it and are doing it beautifully. Denmark has stopped renewing licenses for oil and gas extraction and focusing on wind energy to replace fossil fuel. Germany and Finland have started using renewable energy to a great extent and spending on absorbing carbon in the air and locking it back in the rocks. Carbon is not the issue. So carbon in the air is the issue, but in soil it's very good. So they are taking it from the air and putting it back in the soil. There are many solutions, nature and technology based. All we need is collectively fix it with our political parties. There could be many ways to deal with this mess. Few I would like to suggest here. Political parties should encourage, educate and reward who recycle, reuse, reduce, rethink and reinvent natural options, healthier options, refuse usage of plastic completely, especially the ones that cannot be recycled. Best is to make compulsory for everyone to carry their own containers to consume and bring food, veggies, etc. अरे अपना अपना थैला लेके जाओ, सब्जी लेके आओ यार, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? We are consuming unhealthy stuff thousands and thousands of times more than our ancestors. See the landfills and oceans. Plants which generate maximum oxygen for us are literally choking and dying due to our usage of plastic. Every house and society compulsorily needs to segregate waste at the source so that it can be recycled. Garbage if thrown on the roads or anywhere should be penalized using CCTV cameras. Keeping minimum healthy soil space should be made compulsory in every society to plant native trees. Usage of solar reflecting cooling paints to be made compulsory to deal with the heat rather than using excessive energy inefficient ACs and refrigerators. In fact, ban companies selling inefficient cooling systems. adding to the greenhouse effect, and penalize consumers using electricity beyond a level on a per capita basis. Solar panels on rooftops and rainwater harvesting with filters should be made compulsory in every society. They used to be once upon a time. Nobody's bothered, so it's got choked. Revive them. Encourage using vertical food gardens and eco-friendly recycled materials in design. Revive all the ponds used earlier for water storage and recharge groundwater. Also revive all sacred tree-based groves which were meant to add the natural cooling and much more. Preserve all native trees, forest and reforest as much. Every single leaf counts. Encourage carpooling. Put congestion charges or have timings for heavy vehicles in congested areas. Make exceptions only for disabled and senior citizens. Also make public transport fossil fuel free and comfortable for everyone. Convert all wasteland into community gardens with native trees or fruit forest. Every leaf absorbs the carbon in the air and helps reducing the heat and greenhouse gas. Allocate spaces for farmers market who grow chemical free food and encourage community support agroforestry. There are also a few very important issues that needs to be urgently addressed nationally and globally. And our chosen candidate political party should help reach our voices to their national leaders and keep questioning till it finds an important space in the political manifesto and is dealt with wisdom. Make children practice natural farming like permaculture compulsory in schools so that they know the difference between toxic food and chemical free food. They will understand that what we get in the market today is less tastier and has less than 20% nutrition and more toxins compared to natural farm products which they grow in school and what our forefathers used to grow before Green Revolution. Once our children understand this, they will automatically switch. They will bring the changes. They are not our future. They are our only future. In fact, take them to farms who are growing chemical free food. वहाँ अगर खाना खाएंगे देखेंगे इतना नरिशिंग है, केमिकल नहीं है और इतनी मेहनत से बनाते हैं तो they will not even waste food. Reward the families who are not burdening the world with population. Encourage adoptions. Encourage holistic health care, not let pharma mafia control the media, government and public perception through funded research. Please help stop genetically modified seeds and usage of chemicals, insecticide, pesticides completely. We have much better and natural and more profitable proven alternates. Our farmers are buying 25,000 crore worth of poison from outside India to poison our food, air and water. And later committing suicides because of non-profits and infertile soil due to these chemicals. I can provide the addresses of the selective model farmers all over the country who are using sustainable and profitable methods like intercropping, multi-layered natural farming, non-monoculture cropping without using poison. They use natural and farm-based natural compost and pesticides almost at zero cost, producing nutritious and chemical-free food like the way it used to happen earlier. The government and consumers need to incentivize and support such farm practices. And please help shift meat industry to plant-based food. Humans need minimal space and water, but animals need a lot of space to graze food. And then animal products and meat need a lot of water, in fact gallons and gallons of water, leading to a lot of scarcity. Industry makes a lot of money to fulfill our demand and continue to multiply animals disproportionately and unethically, creating methane and carbon in the air beyond hazardous level. We have to control this. If you take the satellite view, we see the soil is degrading at a very high speed and going towards desertification, just to make space for industry and buildings in the name of development. When questioned, many trees are grown in place of an erased forest. Those trees die in some time, adding to the climate problem. You don't even water them after planting for some time. Please understand, those trees and the topsoil took many years. Just planting trees is one thing and making sure it grows to its full potential is another. So what is the solution? Encourage businesses with no entry barriers, rather give incentives to business heads to have the same facilities and luxury in remote areas and villages surrounded by a food forest with net zero carbon footprint. Currently, with fiber optics, most businesses can operate from anywhere. Use eco-architecture, biogas and solar panels. We have so much of sun, we can actually produce more energy than the country consumes. Land is much cheaper in remote areas. All the employees coming from villages can now stay there with their families and work healthily and happily, being much, much more productive. This will also reduce traffic jams and fossil fuel and save us from climate disaster. Just imagine consuming healthy air, water, food with all the luxuries and much more, as there would be a lot of outdoor games for yourself and the employees, with good schools around, hospitals around, spending more quality family time and surrounded by a green beauty. All this at a much lesser cost than in a big, overpopulated, polluted, and saturated city. You tell me, if you get all this, would you still come to the city? Maybe yes. Once in a while to see how people with hijacked intelligence are still wanting to live unhealthily when there are better, healthier, and happier options. We can invite them over and help create reverse migration. This is a win win situation, my friends. Lastly, can we have a national song that unites us and the world based on the universal source of free energy, the sun, moon, healthy air, water, soil, but not geographic boundaries, religion, or caste? It is important because carbon and methane released in one country will affect other countries equally. It does not discriminate. We have to work together. And this initiative to unite countries based on natural resources will certainly help attain national and universal peace too, with very high health and happiness index leading to financial freedom for sure. I guarantee that. Let's do our best and shift the question from what is in for me to what is in for us. Because if we are not well, I cannot be well. Please, please vote for responsible candidates who are conscious about the real issues. And we do not need to save the planet, by the way. Planet knows how to save itself. We will be gone, we'll be crushed. Let's save ourselves and our future generation. If we have watched this so far, it only means you are conscious and responsible and will certainly help bring the change. I heard a story about a forest which was burning. All the animals were running away, but one bird was trying to bring water in its beak and trying to save the forest. Everybody laughed and said, "It's no use if just you do this." The bird said, "I know just one bird cannot save the forest, but I do not want to die thinking I did nothing." Do you want to be part of the solution or problem? Choice is yours.